Hi guys, and welcome to a personal update video. Now, I'm going to put a warning right at the start of this. There is going to be swearing. Lots of bad language and swearing in this video. So if you're a youngster, stop the video now and leave. Yes, that's what I say to you. Right, basically, just wanted to update people on my personal circumstances because they have changed very recently. As you all know, I work very hard, both at YouTube and at work. I have, the last 2 years, worked for a taxi company, telephone booking. You phone me up and I'll book a taxi for you. It'd be that simple, or you'd think so anyway. But anyway, back in February I broke my wrist. So had some time off sick there, and I actually got told off for that. Yes, I got told off for having too much time off sick, and if I had any more, I'd get disciplinary action. I'm just telling you that so you get an idea of the company I worked for. Now, what I did then is I turned around. I was doing 60 hours a week back then, and it was too much for me. So I turned around and said I wouldn't do no more overtime. So I'd cut my hours back to 42, which is a standard week for me. 42 hours a week, plus me YouTubing. So anyway, I've been happy doing that up until about a couple of months ago, when we started to get busier coming up to Christmas, and it seems like every single day something there pisses me off. Literally pisses me off. From the point where I've been told, oh, it'll be all right, Phil will sit down and supervisor while you go to have lunch. I'm not a supervisor, I've never been trained, and I've specifically said I don't want to be a supervisor. Yeah, I'm sat in the fucking supervisor's chair with no training. How does that work? Another day, I get told to train a member of staff when the person that should be training that member of staff is sat in the other office earning £2 an hour more for what she should be doing, training staff. Yet I'm having to do it. And I have to say, I train them properly. Because I actually train people with the sense of you need to have an understanding of what you're doing, not just press this key, press that key, press this key. And I am being a bit harsh, but I don't care because I've had enough of this company. Anyway, the last few weeks, I've had really bad Saturdays whereby we've been short-staffed. On average, I've booked approximately 100 bookings more than anybody else using a fair phone system that distributes the calls evenly. If that's the case, how can I book 100 more than anybody else? Because I'm doing more hours, perhaps. Yes. And I'm not directing this at everybody there, because everybody's in the same boat. They're all getting the same shit as me, to be fair. But it just seemed that every call I get, it's just people just annoyed and pissed off and having to go at me for nothing that's been my fault. And it has been like a nightmare at least the last couple of weeks. And it reached a pinnacle the Sunday where I had had enough of all the bullshit and crap that came my way. So basically, this is a rant video, by the way, if you haven't figured that out yet. I had it the other week where we had somebody wanting an animal-friendly taxi that had to be to a vet's appointment. I turned around to the supervisor and said, there's a car free up in this area. Do you want to ask him, see if he'll go and do it? No, they left it. So then I gave them a second option. There's another taxi just coming into West Quay. Do you want to get them to go and do it? No, just left it. Then I had the customer calling me a fucking wanker because we haven't supplied him a taxi. Hang on, I'm the one that's been trying to sort this shit out for you. Yet you're calling me a wanker when the supervisor has sat there and done nothing, and they left it for the afternoon supervisor to sort out. And by then, he'd missed his appointment, and an official complaint went in because he'd missed an appointment and he had to pay for that appointment. It could have been sorted out beforehand. I gave the supervisor 2 options to sort that out, and it got left. This Sunday wasn't any better. I get called a fucking cunt because we're refusing a taxi to someone who's been abusive to a driver, and the driver's thrown him out the cab. So the driver's thrown the person out of the cab. He's phoned up, been abusive to another member of staff. He's phoned up and been abusive to me. Now, that person, in my mind, should be blacklisted. I've said to the supervisor this. Yeah, I'll email them. Did she? No. Got left again. So that person's able to phone back the following week and fucking book a taxi. They shouldn't be allowed. It's as simple as that. Now, we have been told by management that if a customer is abusive to you on the phone, you just have to keep apologising sincerely. Yeah, oh yeah, sincerely apologise to them for the cock up, and we will get to them as soon as we can. And abusive language is all part of the job. No, fuck right off, as far as I'm concerned, because you value your key asset, which is your members of staff, as zero. Because that behaviour should not be tolerated in society. It's as simple as that. Someone phoning up, calling me a fucking cunt, can go fucking walk, as far as I'm concerned. And you should treat your staff with more respect and bloody well support them in blacklisting these people instead of just ignoring it and letting it happen time and time again. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to work for a company that doesn't value me as a member of staff. You know, you can go shove your job. You already know you've shoved your job because I've told you that anyway. So I'm not going to work there, basically. Afternoon comes around anyway, and again, another problem. Taxi driver's picked up the wrong person. Now, what should happen is the supervisor phones the taxi driver, finds out who he's got on board, so we can find out which taxi is left with no passenger, so that they can pick up the person that's still waiting. That's what should happen. But I get, no, mate, busy, mate. Can't do that, mate. I haven't got time. But it's your job. You are the supervisor. You're meant to do that. I haven't got time. Then they pick up another phone call. Well, perhaps if you haven't got time, you shouldn't ask another member of staff to do your fucking washing up whilst the phones are busy. There were 4 calls waiting. There was only 4. We would have got to those fairly quick. And if I hadn't have stayed on the fucking call for so long, on hold, trying to get you to sort out the problem in the first place, we wouldn't have had 4 calls waiting. We could have sorted it out, moved on, and then got to those 4 calls. And that's where I lost my temper and went, you know, if you don't want to be a supervisor, don't be a fucking supervisor. And I got up and I walked out. Now, where do I go from here? I mean, obviously I'm not going back there. I've written them a nice letter saying that that was a permanent decision and I won't be going back. They can probably, a few of them do follow me on YouTube, so they're going to see this video and say, oh shit, he is pissed. And yes, I am pissed because I've been let down by the fucking company more than fucking once. I'm not too worried because I've got a lot of skills. I was overqualified for that job anyway. I've run companies myself before, so I'm pretty confident I can go out and get another job. I've got enough money to tide me over through Christmas. I can do temping work and I can look for work. I'm also going to do more YouTubing and Twitch streams in the meantime. So I'm not that bothered. Things moving forward. It's going to change for you guys. Obviously, in the short term, you're going to get more content because you're going to get some live streams starting Friday. Tomorrow, yes. Long term, though, it may change because depending on what job I go for, depends on what hours I work. Now, I might go for a part-time job or I might go for a full-time job in which I might be doing 9 till 5, which might restrict me a bit on the recording side. But we will get to that as and when we get to it. Not that bothered. I'm just happy to be out of a company that doesn't value its staff, continuously creates problems for its staff, and I just get abusive language thrown at me every day. I don't want to be in that job. It's a horrible job. So that's my rant over. I hope you'll, still support me and still follow me on YouTube and Twitch. Come along and see some live streams, have some fun, and we'll go from there. We can move forward. You never know. I might even land it lucky and become a full-time YouTuber and Twitch streamer a bit quicker because we'll be able to do a few more shows. You never know. We shall see what the future brings to us. But I'm not worried. Not yet, anyway. In a month or 2, I might be worried, but we'll come to that then. But so far, I think it's a good decision that I've said, right, enough's enough. I'm not going to take this shit any longer. I'm going to move on. And it will free up the time for me to look for a proper job where you get respected and, maybe earn a bit more money. You never know. Anyway, that's it from me. So until the next time, I shall see you soon. Probably tomorrow if you're about on the live stream. That'd be cool. So see you then. Bye.